Hi and welcome back to yet another video. This is the 8th episode of the story about the time when Naruto was trained by 3rd Uzukage when he activated a Kekkei Genkai that allowed him to control blue flames. After you've finished watching, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Let's get started.
Devastation. Naruto felt his heart break into a million pieces. He looked at Hinata's ashen face, how her hair seemed to be lacking any life. He tried to see if it was a genjutsu, but it was not. The reaction was better than what I could have expected, laughed Orochimaru. Naruto was just stood unseeingly, his eyes glassy. Orochimaru-sama, muttered Kabuto worryingly. Naruto felt tears fall down his face, he couldn't breathe. Poor girl couldn't even last through the first experiment, shame really. Deal with him, Orochimaru said. The ninja that surrounded the valley leapt up, each brandishing weapons to attack Naruto. Naruto retreated into his mind, he walked to the stone in the pond. Naruto, I know you are upset. But don't do this, growled Kurama. Naruto simply flipped the world, his fingers motioning for the kyubi. Said reflection in the pool rippled as Kurama slammed into it. In human form Kurama tried to turn his head away, but Naruto forcefully grabbed his jaw. Kurama let out a snarl as he looked into the swirling Sharingan. This is going to get interesting, said Orochimaru. Kabuto felt the chakra increase and looked shocked. Naruto opened his eyes and glared at Orochimaru. Naruto's Sharingan changed, the tomos changed into slits, causing Naruto to have 3 miniature slits rotating around his circle pupil. The first lot of ninja landed on the water and ran towards Naruto. Naruto wordlessly removed his blade from its sheath, he twirled the sheath in his hand, and then with a quick movement, launched it into the sky. 3 shadow clones appeared around Naruto, and then they too disappeared. The first row of men got to Naruto, and Naruto dodged the first stab from a sword. In a fluid movement, he spun out from beneath the blade and rolled over the ninja, his blade twirled in his hand, decapitating the ninja. Another ninja jumped at Naruto, attempting to cleave him in half. Naruto spun and sliced the man across his midriff. Naruto moved fluently through the ninja, slicing them down almost before they could get a hit in. Naruto flipped backwards, he jumped and stabbed his blade down, through the open mouth of one of the ninja. Naruto flashed a few single hand seals, and spun to look at the sky. He blew out a large blue fireball, twice the size of a regular great fireball. He swiftly pulled the blade out of the ninja and flipped over another 2 ninja, his sword decapitating them as he spun, the moment he landed. He truly is amazingly strong, said Orochimaru, awe in his tone. Let's just hope our best man is good enough, said Kabuto. He was busy healing Sasuke, who was watching over the cliff in begrudging awe. Naruto gracefully cut down 2 more men. He twisted the blade slightly, so both hands were on it. Sasuke couldn't believe his eyes. Naruto's slicing speed had doubled. Naruto stabbed, sliced and dismembered. Naruto flipped backwards, landing on a ninja's shoulders. 2 ninja jumped up to attack him. Naruto leant back, his
blade going behind him in a wide arc, slicing the top of the man's head off. Naruto spun the blade gracefully in his hand, and in a reverse grip he sliced across the man's midriff. Naruto flipped off of the man's shoulders, his sword slicing diagonally, instantly killing the man. Everyone noticed how Naruto's sword was hazy, like it was surrounded by a massive heat. Interesting indeed, muttered Orochimaru. Kabuto also noticed the hazy sword. Is that some sort of heat haze? Questioned Kabuto. Orochimaru nodded. Indeed it is, no wonder he is chopping through them so easily, said Orochimaru. His eyes were drew from the fight to the sky, which was thundering a bright blue beneath the dark ash clouds. I wonder what technique that is, thought Orochimaru. Unbeknownst to them, 3 Naruto clones sat in a circle, their forefingers and thumbs touching. The sheath of the blade was stood up, embedded in the ground, their eyes were closed tight. Naruto jumped backwards, a blade slicing past his face, his slitted Sharingan spun, the man froze. Naruto flipped over him, landing on the shoulders of another ninja. Naruto crouched slightly before he jumped. He became a blur as he dashed through most of the ninja. He appeared flipping through the air, his hands in the horse seal. Fire release, great fire annihilation, thought Naruto, and whenever he appeared, a large destructive wave of blue fire would tear through the forces. Naruto landed back on his feet, his blade still in reverse grip. A sword ghosted through him. Naruto spun and walked through the ninja, attacking him. Naruto left the blade tangible as he ripped it through the ninja, said ninja, crying out in agony as his insides were torn up. Naruto simply ducked his head back as a blade sailed over him. Naruto expertly, still pulling the blade through the man, kicked the sword-wielding ninja's wrist, snapping it painfully. The sword was spinning in the sky. Naruto wrenched the blade out and, using the now dead ninja as a springboard, jumped and snatched the hilt of the katana out of the air. He's just a fucking kid, kill him already. called out a few of the ninja. They were all stood paused as Naruto landed in the center of them, the random katana held in reverse grip, whilst his katana seemed to be hazing even more in normal grip. "Fucking get him!" yelled a few of the men as they charged forward. A few were preparing jutsu. Naruto disappeared, and men screamed as their hands fell to the floor. Screams were cut off when Naruto killed them. "Get the brat!" they yelled, and the 50 men left ran at him, each brandishing weapons. Naruto flipped, his arms moving in blurs. The men were being cut down faster. The random katana smashed as it collided with one of the swords. Naruto simply landed on his feet and spun, throwing the smashed blade into the head of one of the ninja. "Look at him, he has decimated half the forces already. Call in the second squad," said Orochimaru. Kabuto nodded, finishing his healing of Sasuke. Kabuto leapt off. Sasuke looked down at Naruto, who was fighting. He looked like a seasoned ninja. "Is that Naruto?" questioned Sasuke. Orochimaru nodded. "He wishes for revenge. Look how strong he has become simply with that goal in his mind," said Orochimaru. Naruto ducked and weaved through the blades. He sometimes did a death roll to avoid low swipes and high ones passing through the middle of the blades. Naruto stabbed one through the chest, before backward flipping over another one, the man's head falling off. Naruto stood in the epicenter of a bloodbath. The water had turned a violent red, bodies were floating everywhere in the water. The last 4 ninja looked at each other. One was shaking, the other 3 were wary. "The one who kills him gets free training from me," yelled Orochimaru. The 3 men charged at Naruto. One was preparing a jutsu, the other 2 fought, but were quickly cut down. Naruto watched the fireball fly towards him, but with a swish of his blade, a blue hazy slice flew at the fireball, slicing it in half, and then slicing straight through the man. He collapsed in pieces. Naruto looked at the final man. He walked across the red water, his movements graceful. He looked up at the final man. Said man was relatively young. Naruto moved to slice the blade, but said man dropped to his knees, his head pressing into the water. Naruto walked past him, his eyes now on Orochimaru. "Ah, so there is some mercy in there," chuckled Orochimaru. Naruto simply flicked his blade, pointing it at Orochimaru. Orochimaru looked at the side of his feet, where there had been sliced by an invisible blade. "Naruto?" muttered Sasuke. Orochimaru laughed as ninja began leaping through the trees. Some were firing small fireballs at Naruto. Naruto's Sharingan flashed red and he disappeared. Men were yelling as they were cut down mid-air, falling to their deaths into the already red river. Naruto landed back on the water surface, his hands flashing through seals. He slammed his hand into the water, a large seal spreading out. Before he could finish, a ninja slammed their fist into the side of his head. Naruto flipped backwards, onto his hands then onto his feet. "Ha ha ha, perfect, show me the power of the Sharingan," laughed Orochimaru. Naruto began to fight again. This time he was more sluggish. He was being hit more, and making more mistakes. "He's reaching his limit, then I will move in," thought Orochimaru. Naruto's hair was dripping with blood and water, his breath coming out in pants. He rolled over one of the ninja, his hands moving in blurs as he cut them down. He felt huge. He was taking down all these ninja. But his motivation was waning. Hinata. He finally realized he loved her. That's why he felt the things he felt. He felt stupid now. It was too late. Orochimaru had won. Sasuke had won. Naruto flipped over 2 ninja, his sword easily cutting through them. The smell of death was making Naruto sick. He was covered in it, the dead faces lying in the water. It was like his dream back when he first became a Sharingan. He was supposed to be a savior, and here he was slicing down ninja who were just following orders. Naruto sliced through 2 more, tears streaming down his face. Every person he cut down was a slice on his heart. The adrenaline had left him, the fox's power was leaving him. He was fighting for nothing. "Me too, I like your hair, it makes you look like a troublemaker," echoed Hinata's voice, her smiling face. "Naruto-kun," echoed her voice once more. She was looking back at him, a blush and smile on her face. "I love you, Hinata Hyuga," thought Naruto, and then fire filled his veins. He spun his back bending, his sword slicing 3 ninja behind him. He flipped over their bodies as they fell. He landed on his feet and stabbed out, stabbing the man in the chest. Naruto removed the blade. He spun, throwing the blade, stabbed through one man, ripping through his back. It went through another, then another. Naruto flipped and disappeared. The blade slid into his waiting hands. He continued his flip and landed on his feet. A roar tore through the air. Naruto flipped backwards. He kicked one of the men in the head. "Grab him!" yelled a large man. Naruto leapt high in the sky. The sheath of his blade slid past his face. Naruto kicked the blade, causing it to spin. He kicked the end of the blade, sending it flying to Orochimaru. He landed on the opposite side of the valley. He stabbed the haze-covered blade into the ground. He crouched slightly and clapped his palms together. The sky rumbled loudly. The blue got brighter. It was happening faster than the eye could see. Sheath still hadn't made it to Orochimaru. Naruto focused, and a large dragon made up of hundreds of tiny blades fell onto the battlefield. Naruto grabbed the hilt of his blade. To Kabuto, there was a flash in the valley, and then no noise, then a sudden rumble. He turned to see the sheath sliding itself onto Naruto's sword. Said boy stood to the side of Orochimaru. Orochimaru was clutching his bleeding throat. The sword clicked and the wind blew slightly. Lord Orochimaru, yelled Kabuto. Sasuke looked at Naruto shocked. He turned and almost gagged. Everyone was dead, cut into tiny pieces. He looked up and saw the sky had cleared. What type of jutsu was that? It all happened in a flash. Thought Sasuke. Naruto refused to look at Hinata's body. Kabuto ran forward, trying to get to Orochimaru, but Naruto slammed the base of his katana into the ground and kicked Kabuto in the stomach, sending him into a tree. They were startled by a loud clapping. What a wonderful display, chuckled Orochimaru. He stood at the end of the cliff. Ow, started Sasuke, but Orochimaru smirked. You are much more spirited than she was. She just cried and said you would save her. How wrong she was, laughed Orochimaru. Naruto snarled and his slitted Sharingan spun and he disappeared. Orochimaru felt a slash across his stomach. He simply chuckled as snakes pulled him back together. Naruto growled and spun, forcing a harsh kick into Orochimaru's stomach. Orochimaru flew into the red water. He simply stood on the water and motioned for Naruto, his snake sword in his hand. Sasuke noticed how Naruto's blade seemed to be cracking slightly. No, Naruto, don't, started Sasuke, but Naruto just leapt. His sheath forgot. Naruto roared as he hoisted the blade over his head. He slashed downwards, and Orochimaru blocked. The sound of shattering echoed in the valley. Sasuke watched as Naruto's blade continued its journey. Naruto collapsed to his knees. Orochimaru simply laughed and put his sword back in his mouth. Still nothing but a child, said Orochimaru. Naruto collapsed backwards. Sasuke saw all of the pieces of Naruto's sword embedded in his body. Sasuke watched as the hilt disappeared in a blur, as did all of the pieces. The sheath disappeared and Sasuke recognized Naruto using his space/time migration. Naruto coughed out blood. Sasuke winced, his mind going to the possibility of that being him, on the road to revenge. Sasuke saw the carnage and destruction caused by Naruto alone. So strong, thought Sasuke. Orochimaru stood over Naruto as he began to sink. Still a child, you couldn't even tell that she was still alive. I am a master of poisons and potions. Faking death is a pastime, said Orochimaru. Naruto's eyes were wide as Orochimaru kicked him beneath the red water. Orochimaru appeared in a blur next to Sasuke. Kabuto had just climbed out of the tree. Well done, Lord Orochimaru. He didn't stand a chance, said Kabuto. Orochimaru nodded, but his mind was sweating as his hand went to his neck. A second later and I would have died. I felt the blood and quickly shed my body, thought Orochimaru. He picked up Hinata, whose heart was starting to beat again. And you, my dear, have a dark future ahead of you, said Orochimaru. Then they were all floored by a powerful and angry chakra. Naruto floated in and out of consciousness. He was sinking beneath the surface. He could see the faces of his precious people. The people he swore to protect. His grandfather's words of wisdom, Anko and Ibiki, were making him who he was. Hinata, she was taken because of him, and he wasn't strong enough to protect her. He had all of this power, and all he had done was needlessly destroy hundreds of ninja. So weak, but you boy have made a big mistake, growled Kurama. Naruto felt his blood freeze at the malice in the fox's voice. Naruto knew at the moment, an apology would probably not be accepted. I am sorry, Kurama. I was stupid, said Naruto. Kurama snorted. You know how I feel about the Sharingan in you, started Kurama. Naruto nodded. He drifted in the mental black. I am eternally sorry. It doesn't matter now. I am dead, said Naruto. Kurama sighed. I understand, Brad. Don't think I'm going to forgive you that easily, but if you let me have some fun, I may be able to overlook your little indiscretion, said Kurama. Naruto frowned slightly. What do you know, said Naruto. Kurama chuckled deeply. Being stuck in a Sharingan inside a Jinchuriki is a first, especially by the Jinchuriki. I was able to step out of my body. I studied that little jutsu, and I wish to get out for a little while. I promise your little girlfriend won't be harmed, said Kurama. Naruto felt the coldness creeping on him. But I am dying, said Naruto. Kurama laughed. I am a chakra being. Combine my healing with the Uzumaki healing. I am sure a few punctures are easy. Do we have a deal? Questioned Kurama. Naruto nodded. He watched 3 red tomos spin, and before the confusion could hit, His world went dark. In the real world, Naruto's body was still sinking, and the Kyuubi's uncondensed chakra erupted. Orochimaru and Kabuto, who was carrying the now awake Hinata and stumbling Sasuke, walked back to the edge of cliff. The water was rippling. Ho ho ho, this boy is tenacious, said Orochimaru. Hinata couldn't move her body, but she knew who was there. She could feel Naruto's energy. Lord Orochimaru, should we just leave? We are not ready to fight him in that state, said Kabuto. Orochimaru laughed. Kimimaro, come fight, said Orochimaru. Kabuto turned and watched a young man step out of the tree line. He had pale skin, vivid green eyes, masculine facial features, 2 dots on his forehead and shoulder-length white hair, which he wore divided down the middle on his head with 2 separate partings on either side of his face. You should have let me fight him sooner, said Kimimaro. Orochimaru just chuckled. I needed to weaken him, said Orochimaru. He was about to talk when the chakra doubled. To think the brat could train his body to the extent quarter my power output doesn't affect his body, thought Kurama. He finally took control of Naruto's body. He raised his hand towards the surface. His hand was surrounded by a glowing red orb. Let's welcome chaos, said Kurama, and he clenched his fist. Orochimaru and team watched as the blood-red water erupted, Naruto's floating body in the epicenter, an evil smile on his face. The water was pushed up the side of the cliff in a giant orb. Orochimaru watched as Naruto's eyes opened, and then he was gone. In an instant, Kabuto went flying across the valley, slamming into the side. Kimimaro dashed forward to strike, but his arm was snapped easily, and then tossed into the forestry uncaringly. Orochimaru froze as Naruto's pupil expanded, filling his eyes completely, the sclera turning black. Then 3 small red orbs formed, making 3 red tomos, a red pupil in the center. How, muttered Orochimaru, but a foot was planted in the side of his head. He rocketed over the valley. He looked up as Naruto slammed his feet into his stomach. Orochimaru coughed out as he was thrown downwards. Before he could stand, he saw 2 feet floating on the red surface, the red water falling like rain. Naruto kicked Orochimaru in the side of the head, sending him spinning towards the bank at Madara's feet. Orochimaru felt a hand wrap around his ankle, and in a super fast spin he was rocketed into the mountain wall. So strong, thought Orochimaru. He looked up and saw Naruto stood in front of him. Orochimaru struck out at his fastest. Naruto simply sidestepped, catching one of his fists. Naruto slammed a fist into Orochimaru's stomach, then did a high kick as Orochimaru doubled over, kicking him in the jaw. Sasuke sat looking shocked. Naruto was moving faster than he ever had before. He was destroying Orochimaru and Kabuto. Hinata was looking calm, her eyes worried, but Sasuke could tell they were worried for Naruto. Orochimaru managed to get a lucky shot in, but his fist just cracked against Naruto's jaw. Naruto stood as if the strike did not affect him. He grabbed Orochimaru's arm and snapped harshly. Orochimaru gritted his teeth. Naruto spun, pulling Orochimaru by his broken arm. Naruto then ran up Orochimaru's body, and once he was at Orochimaru's head height, he kicked with both feet. Orochimaru was rocketed backwards. Naruto's hand flashed through seals at breakneck speeds. 3 massive dragons were fired with frightening speed towards Orochimaru. As Orochimaru's back hit the wall, the dragons hit one after the other. Sasuke was wide-eyed. Kabuto had climbed out of the rubble and looked slightly frightened. Kimimaro limped forward, his leg twisted at a horrible angle. Lord Orochimaru cried out, Kimimaro! He blurred. He was in midair behind Naruto. But Naruto spun, his hand grabbing Kimimaro's neck and snapping instantly. Sasuke winced and Hinata just looked shocked. Well, he didn't last as long as I hoped, said Orochimaru. Naruto let out an animalistic growl and Orochimaru's eyes lit up. Also, I have the honor of fighting the Kyuubi. You are doing well considering you are sealed within a human, said Orochimaru. He blurred and hit Naruto twice, rocketing Naruto backwards. Naruto flipped and landed on all fours. He tensed and the water exploded as he disappeared. Shikamaru and Jiraiya broke through the tree line first. The first thing that hit them was the stench, the smell of death. Kiba, Shino, and Sakura came through next. They too gagged at the stench. The Jonin sensei came next. Each had a grim look on their face. The Leaf Ninja looked over the cliff and felt their eyes widen. The carnage. The bloody water, Naruto causing Orochimaru of the Sannin to play defensive and failing at it. That is not Naruto, said Jiraiya. Sakura looked shocked. How can you tell, questioned Kiba. Jiraiya looked tense. I just can, said Jiraiya. The Jonin moved forward. Come on, let's do what we came here for, said Kurenai. The other Jonin nodded. Kakashi looked sad slightly. What are you going to do? Questioned Sakura, her voice panicked. We are going to stop Naruto, said Asuma. The Jonin all moved. Orochimaru laughed. Naruto growled as he sensed the others joining the fight. Looks like I win this time, Kyuubi, said Orochimaru. He disappeared and landed next to Sasuke. He took one look at Hinata and sighed. It's a shame, but if I try to take you, I fear I wouldn't get us away fast enough, said Orochimaru. His voice sounded upset. Hinata shivered slightly. Control of her body hadn't returned properly yet. The Jonin landed and watched as Kabuto blurred, and Orochimaru, Sasuke and Kabuto disappeared in spirals of fire. Jiraiya and Shikamaru landed too late, but they saw Hinata sat on her knees frozen. Naruto, I do not wish to fight you, said Kakashi. Naruto was stood looking at them. Kakashi was shocked to see Naruto's eyes, as were the other Jonin. Naruto gave them a nod and the black and red receded, leaving Naruto's normal Sharingan. Before that too faded into silver. I don't have to see her, stuttered Naruto, exhausted. The Jonin looked speculative, but Kakashi simply grabbed Naruto and leapt up to where Hinata was now led. Here she is. She can hear you but can't respond, said Shikamaru. Naruto looked at them. Leave us please, said Naruto. Jiraiya was about to say something, but Shikamaru shook his head. Okay Naruto, but 5 minutes okay? You can push yourself more than that, said Kakashi. Naruto nodded exhaustedly. It was then just Hinata and himself. Hinata, I know you can hear me. I just want to tell you I really like you. I will tell you why, said Naruto. But he felt the darkness take hold of him, his eyes rolling into the back of his head. Naruto awoke with a pounding headache. His eyes hurt. When he opened them he was met with nothing but black. He set up his hands, moving to his eyes. He felt two soft hands touch his hands. Naruto-kun, you have to leave it on, said Hinata softly. Naruto frowned, fearing the worst. Am I okay, questioned Naruto. He felt Hinata's hand travel to his cheek. Yeah, Lady Tsunade, just wanted to be sure. You had some serious eye strain, said Hinata. Naruto felt tears leave his eyes. His hand shakily moving to cup Hinata's hands that had covered his cheeks. You are okay, said Naruto in relief. Hinata moved and pressed her lips to Naruto's forehead. Thanks to you, said Hinata. Naruto sighed and shook his head. Where are we? Questioned Naruto. Hinata smiled, though Naruto couldn't see it. He could feel it. We are in the Leaf Village, have been for 2 weeks, said Hinata. Naruto raised an eyebrow in shock. Really, God, I didn't know I was that hurt, said Naruto. Hinata giggled softly. Naruto smiled at her. What is it? Questioned Naruto with a smile. Naruto-kun, you were hardly hurt at all. People are talking about you. Your name has already traveled all over the world. You are the Leaf's burning flash. The destroyer of auto forces, said Hinata. Naruto smiled at her. You are so beautiful, said Naruto. Hinata flushed. Naruto had bandages wrapped around his eyes. His short hair was unstyled. Did you mean what you said? Questioned Hinata. Naruto smiled and nodded. I really like you, Hinata. Hyuga, said Naruto. He heard a small suck of air and then heard a loud thud. Hinata-chan called out Naruto. He attempted to get off of the bed, but heard his door open. Naruto, what happened to Miss Hyuga, questioned a stern Tsunade. Naruto sighed. I told her I liked her and she just collapsed on me, said Naruto. Tsunade sighed and lifted Hinata up and placed her in the hospital bed with Naruto. You are lucky, Naruto. Your eyes took a severe damaging from the Kyuubi's chakra. How do you feel, questioned Tsunade. Naruto frowned. I feel perfectly fine, except I can't see, said Naruto. Tsunade sighed. I know, Naruto, but it is a precaution. Now Jiraiya wants to talk to you, said Tsunade. Naruto nodded and heard his sensei walk in. Naruto, how are you? Questioned Jiraiya. Naruto shrugged. He felt Tsunade start checking on his bandages and equipment. Fine, sensei. A bit tired, said Naruto. Jiraiya chuckled. Don't worry, that will wear off. Now I won't keep you, so I was wondering, if after your training and Anbu course, would you like to come train with me? I can teach you your father's technique, and help tighten up that which you need to tighten, said Jiraiya. Naruto nodded quickly, though it cost him a head rush. I would be crazy to deny such a request, said Naruto. Jiraiya laughed and patted Naruto on the head. Get some rest, burning flash, said Jiraiya. Naruto flushed and Jiraiya laughed. Naruto was awoken by someone shaking him. He sat up quickly and heard a small eep. Naruto's arms expertly caught Hinata's small frame. Hinata, are you okay, questioned Naruto. Hinata squeezed Naruto's hands. I am fine, Naruto-kun. I heard you were going training, said Hinata. Naruto sighed and pulled Hinata onto the bed, his cheeks blushing. He was sure Hinata was as well. Yeah, 5 years. I really meant what I said, said Naruto. Hinata giggled slightly. I know, I do too, like you, that is, said Hinata. Naruto swore he could feel her blush. Naruto ducked his head, using chakra to help him sense. He placed his lips against Hinata's, a sweet caress against her lips. Wait for me, said Naruto softly. Hinata giggled, pressing her lips to Naruto's. Always will, said Hinata. Both smiled at each other, and though Naruto couldn't see, the moment was still sweet. Both knew the future was going to be dangerous, but they knew, together they could face it. Thank you, grandfather. Daisuke Uzumaki, third Uzukage, thought Naruto. Knowing his grandfather had made the difference in Naruto's life, he had helped shape Naruto into the person he was. He gave Naruto the power to protect. And that is the end. A little anticlimactic to say the least. But I felt that it finished the right way. There are no fillers. No long explanation ruining any secrets. Naruto admitted he liked Hinata. And the future looks bright. Or does it? Konoha's burning flash. I am going to enjoy ripping off your limbs, said Kisame. Naruto chuckled and blurred. Kisame ducked backwards. An ethereal katana passed over his head. Naruto had his metal bar in his hand. Kisame looked at it in awe. What? Questioned Naruto. Kisame smirked. When I kill you, I want that blade, said Kisame. Naruto spun the blade in his hand, his finger in the loop. Kisame lunged with a speed Naruto hadn't expected. Naruto ducked and dodged all of Kisame's strikes. Naruto rolled over Kisame's shoulders, spinning blades clashed together. Kisame smirked and Naruto watched as his blade disappeared. Shit, thought Naruto. He backward flipped as Kisame swung wildly. Naruto landed on his feet and twisted his body to the side. So that's the weakness to that blade, said Kisame. Naruto's eyes quickly darted around the battlefield. He saw his friends holding their own, but they were being pushed back, Itachi doing most of the pushing. Naruto flipped to the side, Kisame's blade slamming into the ground. Naruto ran up the side of the blade, feeling his chakra get sucked into the sword briefly. Naruto spun the hilt in his hand, using the ring on the side of the bar, holding it in a reverse grip. Naruto moved to slice Kisame's head off. Kisame ducked backward. Naruto elegantly flipped over Kisame. Naruto landed on his feet, spun and stabbed his sword upwards, still in reverse grip, the sword piercing Kisame's head. Kisame's body changed to water. Naruto cursed, spinning his body, the metal in his hand spinning into a normal grip. Naruto slashed across, his sword colliding with Kisame's, before his sword shimmered out. Naruto cursed, rolling his body to the left, Kisame's sword hitting the floor once again. Naruto spun his foot, kicking the side of the sword swung wide, leaving Kisame wide open. Naruto smirked, the silver bar once again spinning into reverse grip. Naruto blurred. Appearing behind Kisame, a blue line followed Naruto. Through Kisame, Naruto blurred back. Another line appearing at a different angle. Naruto repeated this a couple of times. Neji watched as Kisame was stood, with 6 different angled blue lines through him. Naruto blurred. A line appeared through Kisame's neck. Naruto appeared in midair. Naruto slid the metal bar in its holster. Naruto crouched his knees, his hand reaching down to feet level. Kakashi and Neji watched as a strange blue alchemic circle appeared out of nowhere. Naruto stretched out his other hand, chakra began to spin, forming an orb in his hand. Naruto dived down, using the blue alchemic circle as a springboard. The alchemic circle disappeared. Naruto slammed the spiraling orb into Kisame's frozen body. Kisame thrashed slightly, before he was thrown away, spiraling into a tree. Naruto rolled onto his feet, swinging his arm out, his bright blue katana extended. The Akatsuki troopers began to shift uncomfortably. Naruto felt Kisame's chakra pulse. Naruto looked around. His teammates were looking worse for wear. Itachi was doing an expert job of weakening them, and combined with the troopers, they wouldn't last long. I am sorry, Jiraiya-sensei, thought Naruto. Careful, brat, said Kurama. Naruto nodded mentally. He stood. Kisame was moving towards him quickly. Naruto was stood with his eyes closed. Naruto move, yelled Kakashi. Kisame was right behind Naruto. Naruto was stood, his hair blowing in the breeze. Naruto opened his left eye. Mangekyo Sharingan, said Naruto. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on my other social media accounts. Anime God here, and I'm signing off.